Parental consent. How far do you think parental consent should go? And I'm going to share a couple of stories with you, maybe just like two or three, and then let's talk about it. Growing up as a Christian, one of the things we were told was that you need to always get the consent of your parents before you get married. So if you took a girl, for instance, to your parents and they said no, you don't go ahead. And then sometimes you now start praying, you are told to start praying until when maybe your parents finally give their consent. So that has been an issue for many years. I knew of this particular person back then in university. He was mature. He was working. I think he was a lecturer then. Found this girl who was a student and he wanted to get married to her. And at the end of the day, her parents refused vehemently. They didn't have any real reason why they shouldn't get married. I know what the man they had to call off the wedding. Well, there was even really no wedding. They couldn't go on with it because the parents refused. I had this other case where this guy and this girl, they were very, very close. They were, they were an item. And they knew they wanted to get married. They knew this was the will of God. They knew this was just it. But their parents refused. The parents of the boy refused. The parents of the girl refused. So after trying for a long time, both of them went their ways and then they got married to different people. Would you believe that the man got married? I mean, he had it was a traumatic experience. The lady married. I mean, it was hell on earth. Eventually, the marriage packed up. The other girl, that's the girl that was supposed to marry, also got married and it went bad. So, our parents always right when they say no? Those are things I want us to think about. Yes, there are times when parents say no, and then in future, it ends up being that they were right because, they were trying to save you from something. They were trying to save you from something that they were trying to save you from something that you could have avoided. But are they always right? Because there are also times when they are wrong. There are times when your parents are wrong, like they said no to the marriage for their own selfish reasons. So how do you draw the line? What are the limits? Now, if you were a parent and your child came and said, I want to get married to this boy or this girl, will you say no? Why will you say no? What are those things that will make you say no? So I'm asking a whole lot of questions. So you can just respond in the comment section. If you're seeing this, you can just type, anything. Let me know your thoughts. What are those things that will make you as a parent say no to your children, knowing that the children are of age, right? And they can make their own choices. Is it going to be based on tribe? Is it going to be based on ideology? Is it going to be just based on the fact that you don't like the person? Or could it be that you sensed something, with the person? So what are those things? What are the limits of a parent? And when you say parental consent, of course there are nations in the world that as long as you're old enough, you can sign that certificate, get your witnesses, right? And your parents don't even need to be involved. So for we in Nigeria, or for we in whatever part of the world you're in, or for we who are Christians, how do we begin to marry this? You want to get married, your parents say no. What do you do? What's the next thing to do? So I want to know your thoughts, and please, you can share this broadcast. You can share it to your contacts. Please share it as much as possible. Let's learn. Let's learn. Let me know your thoughts. And then, if your parents say no, for instance, can your pastor negate it? You get it? Can your pastor override what your parents have said? Because sometimes these parents actually say no for selfish reasons, either because they wanted you to get married to someone else who, maybe for financial reasons or whatever, economic reasons, or maybe a child of their friend, and they say no, and it is absolutely for selfish reasons. Then again, at what point does the couple now decide to go on ahead against the consent of their parents. So these are thoughts I just want to share this morning. I don't know what you're thinking, but please type in the comment section if you see this. Thanks for joining me on this live. We'll be having several others like this from time to time. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.